Alright. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Little Zeus is just sticking around right here, isn't he? He's so cute. What's up, everybody? Guys, I am so sorry about this. I was at the gym and fucking on the way back it was just horrid. Like, Campa texts me, he goes, "Hey, what's your ETA?" Oh crap, I exited the chat by accident. He goes, "Hey, what's your ETA?" And I'm like, fuck, maybe 15 with the way it's going. And I already left. I had just like been driving out, like I was pulling out of the gym. And he, one second, I'm getting back in the chat. He texts me, he's like, "Hey, what's your ETA?" And I'm like, "Hey, dude, I don't know, it's like really bad right now." Alright, there we go, I'm back. Oh, good to see you guys. Shockwave? Yeah, my Shockwave has been crashing a lot lately, too. Yeah, no, there were actually quite a few people at the gym today. I was really surprised, but I don't know, it is what it is, whatever. There were a lot of baseball players we had last night at the club. Man, that shit was crazy. Like, it was crazy insane last night. I actually, yeah, you guys are all founders. What are you guys all talking about? Thank you, Brad. That's very sweet. Brad, just, wow, just a second. Have you been in here? Finally, here's Jamie. Why is Jamie getting the archives? Jamie, you have to click live cams, not archives. I swear, some of you guys always say, whenever I click on live cams, I go to the archives. I'm like, no, you don't. What you're clicking on is archives. You're doing it by accident. Just a second. 1 second, everybody. I'm trying to help Jamie. I swear, because when I click on archives, it brings me to archive. When I click on live cams, you guys think it does because I'm using the same pictures. Maybe I need to switch pictures. Maybe that's what I need to do. Because it's impossible. It is physically impossible for you to click live cams and then be led to the archive page. It straight up is. No, it's impossible. It's the coding. It's not built to do that at all. You guys are confusing the live webcam page, and you're thinking that it's pulling up the archives because it is. It pulls up my last show that I did. That's what I think you guys are doing at most. What's happening is that the most recent archive is showing up when you click live cams. That makes sense when I'm not live. That makes sense when I'm not live. Look for the live. That's why it says it right there. If you guys click on it, I swear, if you guys just did some reading, that's all it is. It reminds me of the South Park episode where they make fun of Apple, and they're always trying to come up with new awesome inventions. And they make fun of the fact that they have all these crazy long ass agreements that people usually just click agree to and they don't actually read them. And then it combined that with the movie The Human Centipede, and it's an episode called The Human Centipede. And what Steve Jobs does is he takes 3 human beings, combines them together, sticks an iPod Touch up at one guy's head, sticks an iPad on the back of the girl's ass at the end, and the entire time he just bitches about how it doesn't read. But can it read, Steve? And that's you guys. You guys aren't reading. You guys need a human centipede. It's good to see everybody. How are we all doing today? Everybody doing well? Yeah? It is Sunday afternoon. It is good to see everybody. Anyway, yep, exactly, Campa. Thank you. That's exactly what it says right there. Talaja. I like that. That's good, JJ. That's good. So anyway, good to see you guys. I do have to warn you that this is gonna be a quick show today. I got called into my club after this, which sucks. I had plans in between working tonight. I was gonna do some stuff, and it's gonna kind of cut into that. But I gotta go to the new club after this today to discuss some things. I guess that the GM wants to go over with me and make sure I get done this week. So yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. Do you call me Mike? Yeah, call me Mike. It's way easier. There you go, Buckby. There's the episode. That's the episode Buckby just posted. You guys know the whole human centipede thing I just talked about? There it is. Learn to read, folks. Learn to read, and that won't happen to you. Just read. Just read. Okay? Just read. Did you read your magazine cover to cover? I don't know. Oh, you're talking about The Economist. No, I have not. No, I've not yet. I've not read that cover to cover yet. I browsed through it the other day. You guys got to remember that I'm a rather busy person. It's hard for me. Hi, Jamie. Jamie, why can't you see me? This doesn't... I swear, you guys and your inability to read. Hey, Jamie. 1 second. There you go. There it is. Read the damn software manual and turn off the autofocus. Bottom. That's funny you talk about that. That would have been the first thing I had done, but guess what? The software, I downloaded it onto here, and it doesn't even, it's not accessing the software. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing something random. And then I even uninstalled the software. It shouldn't be autofocusing. The Logitech software is not anywhere to be found in this computer. Even after I install it, I can't pull it up. So, anyway, just a second. So, trust me, that's something I would have done immediately, well before you could have even thought of mentioning it. I was trying to figure it out right away why I was doing that, but just keeps doing it for whatever reason. Right, Snowman? It's the most annoying thing. No, it's not Windows 8. It's Windows 7. I'm not a Windows fan at all, but this computer, actually, I looked at the specs of it the other day. It's actually a powerful computer. It's got 8 megabytes of RAM. It actually has the ability to process more programs at once than my Mac does. But for some reason, my Mac just seems to have higher quality with a lot of other things. It doesn't shut down. It doesn't get problems. It doesn't, you know. This Windows is just, I don't know, there's something cheap about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Mac, I feel like they do a little extra that just gives it that, you know. Then again, you gotta pay the extra $1,000 for it. So anyway, I know, 8 megabytes, yeah. I didn't know I bought it with that. I thought it had 4, or not megabytes, gigabytes, excuse me. Did I really just say, did I really say megabytes? Although megabytes is right. Gigs seems a lot. It's 8 gigs, yeah, wow. What is wrong with me? I'm thinking cache. I'm sorry. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, excuse me. I can't think today. So will Nick ever be on cam again? No, Nick made it clear to me that he wasn't ready to dive into this because of the fact that, you know, it's still no, I'm sure you do have 16 gigabytes bottom, but I bet you installed 12 of those gigabytes of RAM. I was surprised that this came with 8 gigs. You know, your average computer comes with like 2 to 4. So, yeah, I don't know, because I didn't install extra RAM on this. Anyway, the tech gods are gonna get me, right? Nick made it clear that he's just not ready for he's not ready to jump in the spotlight. Nick is nervous when it comes to stuff. When it comes to treading new ground, Nick's not good at doing that. He's not. He's just not a. He's a safe. He likes to play things on the safer side. You know, so he didn't want to be part of this anymore until it got to a point where it gets big, and it's a socially acceptable thing. Then he'll be back here. Yeah. Or exactly, bottom. Yeah, that's true. So anyway, yeah, Brad. Yeah, it'll be cool when that happens. Man, I'm so out of energy today. So, gosh, what happened last night? I want to tell you guys about my night last night. It was actually rather wild. Hi, Squint. So last night. Okay, let me tell you guys about. Okay, so I kicked out 4 different people last night, and 2 of them I did at once, and the other two. I got rather violent with, especially one of them. Oh, not swinging, but let me tell you guys. So the first, I'm trying to debate which story I want to tell you guys first. Okay, I'll tell you guys the least of all of the guys I had to kick out last night. Okay, so this guy is sitting by the owner's table, and he sits down on the owner's table where all of his liquor is, knocks everything over and spills it all. I didn't see it, right? And good God, Brad. And so I didn't see it, and all of a sudden the owner's tapping me on my shoulder, and I turn around and he's like, "Hey, this guy, he needs to go. He's too drunk," you know. And I'm like, all right, yeah. So I walk on over, and And, you know, I'm like, hey, buddy, I got to talk to you outside. You know, I try to be as least confrontational as possible when I'm trying to get people out of the club. You know, because I figure I just go and get them to the front of the club and tell them, hey, you know, thank you for your business tonight. Come back a different night. You're just a little too drunk. Anyway, he starts getting, you know, he says no. And I'm like, oh, it's those guys. So, you know, I'm still nice. I'm like, buddy, I got to talk to you outside. You know, I repeat it probably about 3 more times. And then finally, you know, I put my hand on him, and I start kind of, you know, just give me a little nudge, like enough to be like, enough to test to see if he's going to move. And if he doesn't move, then there's going to get force put into it. So he didn't move, so I started pulling on him, and he started trying to pull away. And finally, I just come around, and I step on him, or not step on him, I step in front of him. And he continues to, you know, try to be a little defiant. And before I know it, you know, he's trying to straight up, like, kind of shove me back. So I end up grabbing him, like hard. Like, I grabbed him into me. He was bigger than me. Like, he was, like, when I hugged him, I was like, fuck, this guy's bigger than me. I'm like, this can be difficult. And you know, he's probably like 6'2", 6'3", I don't know, roughly maybe 215, 220. Felt like a pretty muscular guy, too. So all of a sudden, this entire, like, pump of adrenaline just goes through me, and I just crushed this guy. Like, I literally just crushed him, lifted him up. So he's taller than me. Now imagine this, a shorter guy picking up this taller guy, squeezing him tight, and then putting him up like this. And I carried him out to the front door. And when we got to the front door, I set him down. You could tell, like, you could tell he was constricted for air, because halfway through carrying him, he wasn't struggling anymore. It was just hilarious. And yeah, so I set him down, like, you know, and at that moment he kind of calmed down. I think he was just really drunk, and he kind of sobered up and realized he was getting kicked out. So he kind of calmed down and was rather nice. He just turned and walked away, you know. So I didn't have to get too crazy with him, right? So anyway, I know, right? Wong Fu, there you go. Yeah, JJ, right? That was funny. That was a funny night. Alright, now I'm debating on which next story here to tell you. So then there's 3 more guys that I kicked out from there. And then 2 I did at once. Do you guys want to hear the story about the 1 guy or the 2 that I did at once first? Which one do you want to hear? Let's see what you guys say. Mad at Paris? I never remember being mad at Paris. We did have a fat man named Paris, though, exactly. The 2 at once you want to hear next? Tell us about the 3. Well, the 3, that doesn't make any sense. The 2 better than 1. Okay, so then I'll tell you the last guy last, which they're both good. They're both good stories. So the 2 at once. So I'm sitting in front of this table, and we had a very big, important guy who's like, he's worth like 50 million or something. He was sitting at one of our tables. He's got to do with baseball. That's all I know. I think he's like an owner of a team or something. And he's got all these girls sitting at this table, and I see these 2 guys, one of them who I recognize every weekend. He comes out, he's a big muscly dude, like an easy 6'3", like 240, ripped, big motherfucker, right? And he's just the biggest douchebag.